do you have to say?
This is my favorite part of making lye. When I come into the ice store and grab a cart and go to the checkout with an empty cart, I always feel a little self-conscious.
Leaving the store with an empty cart?
Yeah, isn't that weird? Doesn't that seem weird?
One. Six bags of ice.
The other reason it feels a little bit strange to do this is because it's 20-some degrees outside. 96 pounds of ice. A little cooler now. Cooler's too little.
So Troy's gearing up to make some lye here.
Put the sleeves on.
Yeah, you need to have long sleeves. Hood is optional. He's wearing a mask in case we have some fumes. We are making our lye with ice, our lye water with ice. So the fumes are going to be minimal, but still a good idea to have a mask on. And then he has a face shield on. And this is for any lye splashing. And finally, gloves. Long gloves are better, especially for this process where you're making a really big batch of lye. Nice. Make sure you get all those areas of skin covered up. So now we're ready to make lye. Hey everybody, so welcome to our first Muddy Mint video. We have this optimistic idea of making a video every Thursday, doing whatever we happen to be doing on Thursday. And today we happen to be filling up the lye tank. So we have a lye tank back here. This lye tank is what we use for all of our batches of soap. It's a mix of 50% lye and 50% water. And we use that for all of our soap batches. So what we do is probably once a week or every 2 weeks, we fill up this lye tank pretty much to the top. Today it's quite low after our holiday soap making. So we're gonna use 6 bags of ice. All right, so Troy's gonna be making some soap. He's all geared up for safety. And you wanna make sure that you don't have any skin or eyes that are uncovered, because making a big batch of lye like this could result in potential injury. So you just have to be careful. Do you have anything to add, Troy?
I would just say the face shield may, because I'm wearing glasses, it may feel like belt and suspenders, a little bit overly protective, but we've seen some stories on Instagram and through other soap makers where you may not get a second chance if you get lye or even batter in your eyes. Getting it on your skin is a little bit more forgiving. You may not even notice it right away, and then it'll start to burn, but you can rinse it off really easily.
When you do this a lot, it's easy to get complacent with safety, but we are very careful when we make our big batches of lye, and also when we make soap. But definitely this step is, you have to be really cautious, especially with a huge batch like this. How much are we making?
We have 96 pounds of ice, so we're going to use 96 pounds of our caustic soda beads. So it'll be about almost 200 pounds overall in the tank.
Woohoo! All right, let's get started. Oh, I have my safety goggles on too for filming, by the way, just in case. So we have our lye here in this bucket, which is quite empty right now. We're gonna need a lot more than this. So if we come over here, under this table, we have all of our bags of lye. So we buy this 2,000 pounds at a time. So this is what we have left. These are 50-pound bags. So this is Troy's least favorite part, but he's gonna need to take one of these bags, open it up, and dump it into that bucket. for use in making this lye water today. Another tool that we use is the scale. Basically, the scale is going to allow us to weigh larger amounts of ice and lye. We also are going to be using this big stick blender, and you'll see we use this to mix the lye. Here's the base of it. The lye and ice together. So one of the reasons that we use ice to make our lye is that it will result in a cooler temperature for our lye water, which means there's virtually no fumes, right? And in addition to there being a lot fewer fumes, the lye water is already cool to begin with, so it doesn't get to those super duper hot temperatures. I think maybe this will get to about 120, is that right? Yeah, 120, so that's not too bad. Normally lye can get up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, here we go. So this is our dry lye, pouring from our 50-pound bag into this bucket. The bucket just makes it a little bit easier to access, and it's just easier to get it into a bucket for mixing with our ice. A couple of other tools that you need are some containers for putting in your ice and your lye. Scissors, I guess, for opening up the bag. We also write down how much we're doing so that we know, well, you'll see, I'll show you guys that process. The first thing, all right, so you tared this bucket, right?
Yep.
So how much ice do we have? So we have 15.6 pounds of ice, which means we need 15.6 pounds of lye.
That's right. So from here, I don't know if you can hear me at all, but
Yeah.
from here I'm going to tear it again.
Okay.
I've got my number written down.
We're gonna tear it. You wrote your number
I
down.
wrote it down, 15.6 pounds.
Perfect. All
I
right.
tear it out,
Yep.
and then I can just add.
Just add lye a little
Add the
bit at a
dry
time.
lye.
All right. All right. I'm geared up for safety too, just in case.
Good to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
We also use this large scoop to help with getting a lot of the lye in. Yeah, we haven't done this for a while because we have been on kind of a soap making hiatus for a little bit, just with the holidays. So Troy, do you put all of the lye in right away? Or
I
do you
do.
do half and half?
I put it all in.
Okay.
You can see, you come up to the bucket here, you can see already it's melting the ice really quickly. But there's virtually no fumes coming off this. Really, the reason for the masks are that these pellets can get a static charge and then they can get into the air and hence into your lungs.
Yeah, that ice is melting really fast. You can see it. And by the way, we're using a bucket that allows for this kind of heat. It's a kind of plastic that is tolerant of that. So you definitely can't just use any old bucket for this. Although using ice definitely makes a difference in how much you can use. If you're using metal though, you can only use stainless steel with lye. Never ever use aluminum or any other kind of metal because it'll react. The lye will react with it, which you definitely don't want.
I need to spin around this way and get to my mixer.
So once all the lye is in, we have, was it 15.6 pounds of each?
Yep.
So it almost looks like there's no lye in there now. Most of it is already melted. But the soap gal is someone that taught us that you can actually stick blend all of this together just to kind of incorporate the ice and the lye together.
This is where it's going to get really noisy.
It's gonna get loud. Well, it's not too bad actually. All right, so here's our tank now. It's It's nearly empty. You can see that the heating element is actually out of the lye water, which you really have to make sure you don't turn on your lye tank.
And ours is off.
Ours is off. But yeah, you don't want to turn on your lye tank when it looks like that. So this is why we're making more lye. We're nearly out, so we need to fill this thing back up. So Troy's gonna put in this very first bucket.
Come around this side.
All right.
You got your eye shields on?
Yep. Obviously, when you're doing this, you want to make sure you are capable of lifting up that heavy of a bucket, that you're tall enough, which I think I would probably have a hard time with this. Probably that's the most dangerous part about this whole process. If you need to stand on a ladder or anything like that, you just want to make sure that you're stable. All right, that's the first bucket.
Now we just rinse and repeat 5 more times.
Let's do it again.
So that's that. Now that we've got all the cleaning done, or most of the cleaning, we have to wipe up a little bit, but all the buckets and utensils, I think I'm safe to take off my gear. I still have my glasses on, so I still have some eye protection, so it's not.
Oh, all right, now you're making me feel guilty.
Oh yeah, well, you don't need eye protection. I'm gonna be doing the cleanup, remember?
Oh yeah, right. I don't do that. Anyway, thank you for watching our video. This was our very first YouTube video. We're super excited to edit and see what happens. Troy's also in charge of editing. As you can see, I don't really do much around here.
Simi's the soap maker.
That's right. All right, you guys. What were you going to say?
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for hanging with us. Hopefully this isn't an hour long.
Yeah, and hopefully you enjoyed watching and it was helpful for your business. Bye.
Bye.